days since Mr. Jungkook confessed, and still I didn't reply him back, as I am little confused and nervous. Before him I never found someone who loved me and tell me that I am special. Even my own parents never loved me. I don't know how to tell him about my feelings, as I am little shy. Well, it all started 5 days ago when it was raining heavily. I had a lot of unfinished work, so I was trying to complete it by staying in the office late night. Everyone had gone, only I was there, and sound of dark clouds thundering. The thing I didn't know was that Mr. Jungkook was also in the office. It was about 2 a.m. when I was done with all my work. I grabbed my bag and some files, which I will study later in the house. I quickly walked out the office, but there was no vehicle on the road. It was still raining, and unfortunately I got fully drenched in it. The sound of heavy rain and thunderstorm was really making me scared. I didn't have any umbrella to cover my head. Suddenly I felt an umbrella on my head. I turned around and saw Mr. Jungkook holding an umbrella and staring at me. Though I asked him that I don't need any umbrella, he should cover himself properly, but he, being stubborn, didn't listen to me and made me walk to his car. Starting the engine, Mr. Jungkook headed towards my house. As soon as I reached my house, I get off the car and walked to the main entrance of my house, but suddenly Mr. Jungkook also got up from the car and walking towards me, he asked me to have warm bath before I catch a cold. I nodded with a smile, but suddenly I noticed his gaze was fixed, which made me still little shy and uncomfortable. Saying him a thank you, I was able to walk inside, but he held my hand from behind and put towards him. My eyes widened in shock when he put mine. Without saying anything, he went to his car, leaving me stunned behind. And it's been 2 days. Mr. Jungkook confessed to me and told me how he was not able to think of anything else from the moment he kissed me. Well, neither I was able to get that moment out of my mind, so after taking a leave for 2 days, finally I came in the office and needed some time, so 2 days were enough to possibly come with any decision. And I have decided to tell him how I feel about him, how my heartbeat goes up and only up every time I see him, how I can't sleep without thinking about him. While right now I was sitting in a small coffee shop nearby the office while going through some important files. Actually, I couldn't sleep the whole night as I kept thinking about how I will confess to Mr. Jungkook. I came to an office at 6 o'clock, but as it opens at 8 o'clock, so I decided to spend some time in a coffee shop while doing some work on laptop. I knew I kept myself busy, I won't feel nervous or scared. Finally, the 2 longest hours of my life passed, and grabbing my bag and laptop, I quickly rushed to the office after paying the bill. As I reached the cabin, I don't know why Miss Lee ran to Mr. Jungkook's cabin. I reached the office at exact 8 o'clock while I was checking the files in front of for any mistake, as I do for all the files. Suddenly the door knocked and I let the person come in. It was Miss Lee, my assistant, who told me that YN has come back to an office. My heartbeat started to race faster while I started to panic. I hope today is the day when YN will confess to me. I held my phone and dialed YN's number. The fact which scared me was that when I proposed her, she didn't say anything and left my cabin. I don't know why. I never knew the reason. My mind went through many scenarios that can be, but none made any sense. Maybe she doesn't love me, or maybe she was shy, or maybe nervous or confused as I proposed her all of a sudden. Hello sir, she spoke from another side of the call. Finally I was able to hear her melodious voice after so long. A smile crept on my lips as I could feel her voice was sounding little shy, which made me smirk. Come in my cabin right now, I said, clearing my throat, and then cut the call. Your heartbeat raced faster after you heard his voice. Mustering up some courage, you got up from your chair and then, fixing your skirt, you headed towards his cabin. You knocked at the door while trembling hands, while clicking your high heels on the floor. Come in, his raspy voice made you gulp down. Taking a deep sigh, you entered in a cabin and bowed at Jungkook. He immediately got up from his chair and, picking up his coat, he walked towards you hurriedly. So what you decided, Ryan? I'm sorry, but I just can't let go of your thought. He said, standing in front of you while sweat covering his forehead. I thought a lot about it, but you passed, creating a suspense. But what? I mean, what but? Ryan, please don't beat around the bush, please. He said while unintentionally holding his hand. I like you too, Mr. Jungkook, he said, looking into his eyes. Jungkook's eyes widened and tears began to roll down on his cheeks. Did you just confess to me? Oh my, he said, jumping on the floor like a small kid. You never saw him behaving like this, which made you chuckle. You look so cute when you behave like this, Mr. Jungkook, you said, looking at him with a smile. You find me cute? Oh, so someone's keeping an eye on me, he said. Well, what if I get over another job and resign from this job? What will you do then? You asked in a teasing way while your eyes twinkling. I won't let it happen ever. If you go out of my office and try for any other job, will I let you have that job? No, I won't. I want you to stay with me for 24 hours. I just want to see your face when I woke up or fall into a sleep. He said his face was to you that he was urging to you now. He gulped in ecstasy. You are so beautiful, he said, leaning in for a kiss. Your cheeks turned into a tomato and his lips on your soft ones. Suddenly his mobile phone rang as he shut his eyes in a disbelief before walking to his desk where the mobile phone was placed. He answered the call saying sorry to you as it was an important call. Once he was done with the call, he looked back excitedly, but soon his all excitement disappeared and you were already left outside. Jungkook rubbed his hair with a smirk around his lips. It's been 1 week that you both have been secretly eating each other. Jungkook is so sweet, surprisingly you never thought he would be like that. He picks you up every morning and drops you back home every evening. Where you notice Jungkook gets jealous when he sees you with other men or talking to any male employee. He acts cute, show you innocent puppy eyes when he wants to going out for a dinner. In other words, he is completely different from what you thought he was like. But one thing is sure, that he is very serious when it comes to work. He never brings his personal life in work. Right now you were sitting in the living room working on your laptop when you heard your mobile phone ring. Placing your laptop on the wooden table, you answered the call with a smile as it was Jungkook. What compelled my dear boyfriend to call me at 12 a.m.? Your thoughts, baby girl. You don't believe me, but I have been trying to sleep since last 2 hours. But I just can't take you off from my thoughts. I miss you a lot, Vayani. Can't it happen that you come to my place forever and we live together? He said, making a pout. You let out a small chuckle, hearing his cute voice. Sometimes you doubt that person whom you are dating and your boss carry totally different personalities. Because his boss aura is cold and scary, while as your boyfriend he is all cute and all loving. I miss you too, Cook, you said, and your cheeks turned red. No, you don't, Vayani. If you miss me, then I am coming at your place, he said, getting up from his bed. No, no, Cook, have some rest. I will see you in the office. Bye bye, you said teasingly and cut the call. Jungkook whined, throwing his mobile phone on the bed and falling himself on the bed, he said before closing his eyes. The next morning, I was in my cabin and doing my work when Jungkook, my colleague, came to me. He threw himself on the chair which was next to me. I looked at him, frowned as I never saw him this much sad since I joined the company. He is jolly and handsome boy in his 20s, I guess. What happened, Jungkook? Are you okay? I asked, shutting down my laptop while looking at him frowned. He said before speaking. Actually, Vayan, you know about today's business party? He paused and looked at me with his sparkling eyes. Yes, I know what happened, I asked, putting my both hands on my cheeks. Actually, everyone's going as a couple, you know what I mean, he said, making sad face. I got what he meant by this. Jungkook wants me to join him in a business party, but what if Jungkook wants me to be paired up with him? Actually, I rarely said yes to someone else. I'm sorry, Jungkook, but I don't think I will be able to go there with you. I said, forcing a smile, but deep down I was feeling sad for Jungkook. It was so difficult to say no to Jungkook because when I first joined the company, it was only him who helped me, made me understand everything. He really guided me the way no one else could. I always treated him like my elder brother, but right now I knew I will have to choose my boyfriend Jungkook. It's okay, Mayan, I can understand, he said, awkwardly smiling, and then he got up from the chair. By the way, Jungkook, why any girl didn't say yes to you? I mean, girls here are crazy for you. I witnessed many girls whispering whenever you come in the office. I said, rotating my chair. He forced a smile, looking at me, and then left. How I tell her that I refused all the girls just because I wanted to go with her, he said with a sigh. I was in my room laying on the bed with eyes closed when suddenly my mobile phone rang. Grabbing it from the side table, I glanced at the caller ID and my cheeks started to heat up. It was Jungkook. I answered the call sitting straight on the bed. Baby girl, are you ready? I'm coming to pick you up, he said in his melodious voice. Ready? What? I asked, frowning. I told you about Mr. Wang's business party. Don't you tell me you forget, he said. Oh, how I could be so careless. I'm sorry, Jungkook. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna get ready, I said, jumping off from the bed. I literally cursed myself for being so forgetful. Okay, honey, take your time. Call me when you get ready, he said, warmly smiling. I nodded in yes and then cut the call. I ran to the wardrobe and opening it, I searched for a specific dress. Why it's so difficult to find that dress, I said to myself while throwing all the dresses out of the wardrobe. I have no idea what to wear for a party. I have never been in a business party, so I am so confused. I need to give a good impression, but what should I wear? I sat for the 20th time and looked at all the dresses in the room scattered on the floor. Suddenly my eyes fell on a black dress. It was a short dress that was above my knees and had a stunning lace around the sleeve. With a smirk, I slipped into it and went to the dressing table where I did some decent makeup on my face and I painted my lips in a dark red color. After fetching out my black shiny clutch from the wardrobe, I wore strappy heels. I ran downstairs as soon as I heard the sound of horn. Reaching his car, you sat inside and fastening the seatbelt, you placed your clutch on the back seat of the car. You looked at Jungkook, whose eyes were widened and jaw was dropped. What happened? Why are you so quiet? You asked, looking at him. You are looking so beautiful that I am not able to take my eyes off from you, but I am afraid, he said, staring at you from head to toe. Afraid of what? You asked, frowning. I am afraid that what if I lose patience in a party and took you back home and then, he was speaking out, but you cut him off. Your cheeks became red. Jungkook smiled looking at you and then started the engine to his luxury car. Jungkook's heart was not letting him focus on the drive as he kept taking glances at you. The whole car ride went like that. After some time, you both reached at the party. Jungkook got off the car and opening your side door, he helped you to get out. This small gesture made you more crazy for him. Soon you both entered the venue hand in hand. You looked around and gulped down cause there were a lot of people talking to each other. You never thought that it would be that much crowded. You felt little uncomfortable from those cheers coming from the people present in the hall as you tried to dress a little, which was noticed by Jungkook. He held your right hand and folding it in his, he shut his eyes to make you understand that he is with you all the time. You smiled looking at him. Hey Mr. Jungkook, I am honored to have you. By the way, who is this young lady? He asked smiling at you. Jungkook frowned as he doesn't like someone calling you beautiful or something like that. To a large extent, he is really possessive about his belongings. This is my girlfriend Lee Wyan, he said a bit coldly. Oh, Miss Wyan, nice meeting you, he said with a smile and extended his hand to you. You looked at him hesitantly. Jungkook, Mr. Wang, my girlfriend is little shy, he said, shaking hand with him. Mr. Wang forced a smile looking at you, both which Jungkook mirrored back in no time. I hope you both have a great time here, he said and left from there. Wyan, we need to meet some people, so let's meet them first, he said with a smile while tucking a strand of your hair behind your ear. You blushed heavily walking behind him. Jungkook was talking to some of his close business friends while you were getting bored as you were just standing beside Jungkook while looking around. You were feeling little hungry too, but you had not enough courage to interrupt him during his important talks. As you were looking around, suddenly your eyes fell on someone familiar to you. You smiled happily looking at the person and then warned Jungkook as he was still engrossed in his business talks. You approached the person and tapped on his shoulder, making him turn around. It was Jungkook who was standing alone in one corner of the hall while having a drink. Oh, Wayani, he said excitedly and leaned for a hug. You hesitated a bit, but thinking that it's not a big deal, you hugged him and soon backed off. You look breathtakingly, Wayan, he said, looking at you from head to toe. You also look handsome, Jungkook, you said, smiling at him. As I finished having conversation with some of my business partners, I looked beside me, but Wayani was not there. I felt a little confused and angry cause how can she leave like that? I was looking around when girl came to me. You look so good. Why are you so alone? Want some company? She said, staring at me, glaring at her. I looked at every side but still couldn't find Mayani. Ignoring the girl, I walked few steps when she held my hand from behind. Where are you going? She asked, smirking at me. Leave my hand, I said, shooting her a stare. But home, geez, she's still holding my hand. I didn't want to create any scene, but I was really pissed off now, so I jerked her hand away and glaring at her for one last time, I walked briskly to the other side of the hall. There is a Vayani. No, not Vayan. No, it's Vayan. My Vayani. Why she is hugging each another guy? Jungkook clenched his jaw looking at both of you and then he glared at Jungkook with his hands balled into fists. Then he heard Jungkook calling you breathtaking, which made him boil in anger, but then his feet frozen on the ground when he heard you calling Jungkook handsome. His eyes were full of rage as he walked to both of you briskly approaching you. He stood in front of your face and looked at you with teary eyes. Oh, Jungkook, actually I was getting bored, so I came to Jungkook. You know who he is, one of your employees. You said, looking at him with a smile. Jungkook glared at you, making you scared of him. He then held your hand and took you behind him. What happened, Jungkook? You winced as he didn't speak anything and kept walking to his car while holding your hand. and plopped down on a driver's seat. He started the engine of his car. What happened, Cook? Why you are behaving so weird? You asked, looking at him confused. Am I the one who is weird? You are not weird. Another guy still having your boyfriend is not weird, right? He yelled, driving fastly. He is jealous, I guess so, you thought to yourself. Why you are not saying anything? Making you gulp down. You didn't say anything and remained quiet, making him more pissed off. It took you almost half an hour to reach his house. Getting you off from the car and took you to his house. Fine, you won't say anything, then don't you dare to say something, all of a sudden Jungkook said. After 3 hours, you stuttered while sobbing heavily, he said.